Have you ever downloaded a LUT that mimics one of your favorite film, only to find out that when you apply it to your footage, it looks nothing like advertised? Well, I know I have. And the problem isn't your image, and it's not the LUT either. The problem is expecting the LUT to create the look for you. Because LUTs are designed for a very specific shot with very specific contrast, color, and exposure. And the chances that your image actually matches exactly the way the film was shot is very, very small. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make intentional choices on set so that in post-production, you're not trying to find a look. You're just enhancing it. Let's dive right in. LUTs can actually work really well, but it's not because they're creating the look. It's because they're enhancing an image that's already working. Every image is a combination of three things: exposure, contrast, and color. And the moment any of those changes, the result changes. When someone creates a LUT, or when you create your own grade, it's built around a very specific combination of these three things. So if your image doesn't match that, then the look won't match either. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So here is a shot. I think most of you would recognize it right away. This is from Wes Anderson. He has a very distinct, unique look to his coloring, to his exposure. This is Asteroid City. And so I found there's a ton of Wes Anderson LUTs out there. I just picked one that looked pretty good, and I just wanted to play with it just to see if it would behave the way I thought it would behave. So I picked this shot of mine that I shot here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I picked that shot specifically because of the mountain in the back. It's the same rock, the same color as the one in the Wes Anderson shot. And so I wanted to see how applying the LUT to that particular shot would behave. Like, what would it actually look like? Okay, so might be a little bit of a feel to it because it has that tone maybe, but we're very far off, which is to be expected, right? I'm not expecting my small little production to then match a Wes Anderson film. So I understand that, but I think what we're looking at here is the effect of my exposure and my contrast ratio decision, all those decisions that I make on set, to how it interacts with the LUT and the different results that you can get. And so why is this mountain on my shot not looking like the Wes Anderson shot? Well, simply because I shot in the middle of the day with a very harsh light on the mountain. And so it kind of washes all those colors away. And that's why it just doesn't respond the same way. One part of this LUT that I thought was interesting was the building, because the building in my shot is now actually really close to the building in the Wes Anderson shot. The reality is this building that I shot already had that color. It already had kind of that tone. And so when you apply the LUT, it fits, it works, because it's kind of already in the ball game of, or in the ballpark of, that particular color scheme that Wes Anderson is going for. I think what is really telling in this comparison is the whites, because if we look at the truck, like the hood, the door, it does have a little bit of a like a warmer tone, but it's still white. When you look at my shot, like the banners here, they're pure white, and now they're completely blue. And so again, there's something here that Wes Anderson is doing, controlling color temperature and obviously exposure and contrast, that allows him to then generate this LUT and this look, which it would be very difficult for me to replicate on set. Now, that could be an option, right? Like, you could download a LUT, upload it to download it to your monitor, and then trying to expose your shots to match, what you're trying to do. When you look at the sky in my shot, it's very, very blue. I mean, that's what the LUT does. It's pushing blues, but it's completely even, which means I expose this shot to protect the highlight. So nothing is clipping in my shot. It just happened that it was there's no cloud in the sky that day, which, again, I'm in Phoenix, so there's a lot of days where we have zero clouds in the sky. But I didn't clip the highlights. I didn't clip the sky. And so now you have this very even look. In Wes Anderson's shot, you can see here that he's totally okay letting the highlights clip, in that area. And then it creates this kind of smaller gradient, and it has that small blue tint to it. It would have been interesting, again, that's the look that I wanted to replicate, if in the exposure of my shot, I would have let the sky clip. I would have let those highlights go way, way up, almost to the point where it's pure white, then apply the LUT to see if I would get to kind of the same feel of now a small hue of blue across the sky. I'm not saying it's doable, that you can simply just look at Wes Anderson's shot and say, oh, I'm going to replicate that on set. But at least the idea is you have an idea of what you're trying to do. You're intentional about the exposure that you want to achieve prior to applying this LUT. And by doing that, you may have something that comes a little closer to what Wes Anderson was able to do here. So LUTs aren't a correction tool. They actually can't fix your exposure. They cannot fix your contrast. All they can do is really enhance what is already there, what you've already captured. I wanted to show you this shot. So I shot this one quite a few years ago. This is the Rec 709 shot. And I wanted to put the waveform just so you can see the difference once the LUT is applied. There's a ratio between this dark spot and this bright spot. And if you look at the original shot, it may have shifted maybe a little bit, but it's still there, right? We're not changing the gap. And that gap would be the contrast. Like the more gap there is, the more contrast there is between the dark spot and the bright spot. And so, again, those LUTs are not really designed to change any of that. So if you want something that's very contrasty, but you shot it with no contrast, applying that LUT is not going to give you contrast. So instead of asking, which LUT should I use for this particular project, you should be asking, what do I want my image to look like? And that decision, it really needs to happen prior to the shoot, before you show up on set, so that during the shoot itself, you're just focused on executing that vision. Most people think of exposure as just making the image brighter or darker. But it's really about where you place your image. What do you want to prioritize? Do you want clean, bright skin tones or something more moody and controlled? Do you want to protect your highlights? Or are you okay letting parts of the image fall off into shadows? Because those decisions are what define the look. At the same time, you're thinking about your exposure, you should also be thinking about contrast. Because in lots of ways, contrast is what really defines the image. It's the relationship between your highlights, your midtones, and the shadows. How bright is your subject compared to the background? How deep do you want your shadows to go? Do you want something soft and even, or something with more depth and separation? And this is something most people don't think about before a shoot. They're not thinking in terms of contrast ratios. How many stops separate their subject from the background, or their key from their fill? When it comes to color decisions, we have tools today to replace colors and kind of really manipulate the final look. But I think what's important here is to be intentional about making decisions as far as where do we want the final look to land. So if we know we want something warmer, then we probably should think about how we're going to shoot that so that we use practical lights that are warmer, that we set our white balance on a warmer side. Because if everything is shot either very blue or with a 5600 color temperature light, then we're asking to completely change how the lights interact, how the colors interact with everything else. And so if you're able to make decisions ahead of time and then apply those on set to make sure that you have at least consistency, right? So if I'm using practicals, like behind me, those lamps are very warm. But if I wanted a final look to be cool, I don't think that that's a good decision. You want to have all your lighting, all your colors to at least be consistent towards the final decisions that you want. And that way in post-production, again, you're just going to make some tweaks to enhance that warmer tone. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments how you approach your look on set or where you've struggled with LUTs in the past. And if you want to learn more about cinematography, check out my online course about camera settings. Thanks for watching, and happy filming.